David Morgan with you from the Metals Investment Forum in Toronto, Canada. Tom MacNeill, Omineca. Let's hear about it. For people that don't know, where are you located and what are you doing?
Sure. Nobody knows about it because we haven't really talked about it until now, even though we actually completed a bulk sample on a placer deposit in 2012. But in reality, this was geared up for development in the last gold cycle, and we've more or less had it on the shelf for the last number of years doing geological, geotechnical work in anticipation of the gold market that seems to be coming now. So we're pretty excited about this. So the project itself is in the Caribou Mining District in central British Columbia. We are right next to, I guess, contiguous to Osisko Gold Royalties, and they're a very large project in that province. They've got over 2,000 square kilometers next to us. They got big quick because I think they like what they've seen. At least that's our interpretation of it. We've got 400 square kilometers that includes 15 kilometers of the historic Paleo Channel under Lightning Creek, or at least prospective for that. We know some of it's been drilled off, and we've got 15 prospective kilometers of Paleo Channel, and we've got 400 square kilometers of lode gold prospectivity in the mineral claim package that we've got. So central BC, next to Osisko, gold country, right in the heart of the gold rush area from the Caribou Gold Rush in the 1850s, and now we're starting to find out with modern geophysical techniques where all that gold came from.
Excellent. So we basically have a placer deposit underground as you're going to go ahead and start.
Yep.
And grab that gold. You've got a contract with a very well-known mining concern that was going to take it out at a fixed rate, and that's going to give you some pretty healthy cash flow.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We, as I said, we bulk sampled it to confirm a historic resource that was calculated in 1986. We, in fact, almost doubled what we expected coming out of that bulk sample. So we did it was 24.5 meter crosscut, 2.4 meters wide by 2.4 meters high. We recovered 173 ounces of gold. So to put that in context, every meter of advance in that crosscut, we got on average 7 ounces of gold. So it's very high grade. As I said, we more than doubled our expectation out of that crosscut. We have a deal with HCC Mining and Demolition out of Saskatoon, a 125-year-old concern out of Saskatchewan. Their mining division has partnered with us to come and develop that asset, starting with a 300-meter development. We're calling it a bulk sample because that's what it is, without a whole resource down the Paleo Channel. They're going to start developing that. They'll do the first 300 meters starting soon as we've done some rehabilitation on the project. And the relationship with them is they get to keep half the gold, and they get to bill us for our half for the mining for what we've agreed on at 850 Canadian an ounce. Yeah. So pretty excited about that.
I know you're in a placer deposit in this situation just described, but is it similar to like a vein from the aspect that once you're there, it's a little easier to detect where things are?
Yes, we did extensive 3D seismic over the Paleo Channel because the gold is literally in the creek bed where it used to be. So it's 50 meters beneath the existing Lightning Creek. So when Lightning Creek was down here, it was depositing gold into that creek bed. So we know the gold is in the creek, not outside the creek bed, so it's pretty easy to define where it can be. We don't have to drill all over the countryside. We need to determine where is the Paleo Channel. But the thing that's got us so excited about this is the question, where did that gold come from? And,
That's it. I mean, if you're next to Osisko and it's something in that order of magnitude, you're looking at a major discovery situation.
We can be. The two historic highest grade placer creeks in the Caribou Gold Rush were Lightning Creek, our creek, and Williams Creek by Osisko's project. And the geological thesis is that those creeks got filled up with gold as it was ripped off the canyon sides with the fluvial water flow back 50 million years ago in the tertiary period when these creek beds were formed. The Caribou Quartz Mine, which is part of the Osisko, it's Cow Mountain now, the Osisko mining complex, was discovered literally by simply following the gold nuggets up to where they finally found lode gold in quartz veining outcrops. Now 1.2 million ounces have come out of that complex already, and they've, I think, drilled off at least another 4 million ounces of between 4 and 5 grams material already. And I think they're just getting started. Well, we're just way behind them. We've got a tremendous geophysical signature that cross-cuts the valley that holds this Paleo Channel. So realistically, we're looking at the same system in the same richness of Placer Creek as their system is, with all of the same structural geological controls and really just a mirror image of everything happening there. So we literally couldn't be, David, more excited about a project.
I know this is a variable, and it's a tough question to answer, but with the cash flow you'll be getting and the current, let's say more robust gold prices, what would it take time-wise, you think? I know I'm not going to hold you to this, to do enough to know that it's like such and such a size?
Well, we'll get a pretty good handle. You have to remember the paleoplacer gold is wonderful. We've got a partner that's going to develop that for us. And we don't have to put up any cash for that. That's a beauty for Omineca Mining and Metals. Should that throw off significant cash flow, it's as fast as we can drill. We will be doing the first campaign early this year, as soon as the snow's off the mountainsides. Our anticipation is that about 18 months later, if we find what we think we have, and that's a more detailed discussion, probably by the end of 2020, we would be doing our first maiden resource calculation on the project. So things can happen quickly given what we've got in the paleo. It's a neat story in the fact that most geological investigations start big and they narrow in to where we're going to find the resource. We know where there's a tremendous amount of placer gold, and just like the old diamond guys do, we're going from the inside out. And we know that our first target is literally 500 meters from where we have a whole bunch of gold in the ground that didn't travel more than 500 meters geologically. So we've got a whole bunch of gold. Now we start moving out from there. So we can very quickly pinpoint where we're going to target the first drilling campaign. We've got 3 target areas right now, really in close proximity. By summertime, we'll have some results on them.
Good. I think we've covered the people, the project, the money, the cash flow, how it's been determined. Is there anything that you'd like to discuss further about Omineca?
Not really. It's got a very tightly held share structure. It used to be a private company when we did the bulk sample. All of the people involved in the project and all of the shareholders are really long-term players in the mining industry that have developed lots and lots of resources. You really couldn't ask for a better setup. We're excited to get going. You just have to picture it. We've got a bunch of gold in an old river channel, and we think we can find where it came from pretty quickly here.
Very good.
Yeah.
Tom,
right.
Wish you every success.
Great. Thanks, David. Appreciate it.
And just for full disclosure, we have written up Omineca Mining in the latest issue of the Morgan Report. It will be out March 1st, and I do not have a position in it yet, but we are recommending it for those aggressive accounts that want to speculate. And I always wait at least 3 days after a new recommendation before I purchase in the market.